Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017 with the Rude Man, and we are back on Stevie's map. And I'm going to get into this. This is going to be a test. I'm still having trouble with recording. I'm having trouble with streaming. So is everybody else. We found out yesterday that some of the issues are that Farming Simulator 17 switched to DirectX 11, and they used to play OpenGL, or use OpenGL, and that's one of the issues. It is a new game, and I want to put the disclaimer out there right now that the game's working fine. I can play the game. I enjoy the game. It looks good, sounds good. It's just a recording that's giving us some problems, us YouTubers. So it's frustrating for us. We can't make a decent recording. Some of us are getting completely black screens. The sounds are okay, but we can't get a picture, or we get a picture and there's issues with it, or we try to live stream and we have trouble with that. We can't do a decent live stream, and there's all kinds of issues. And it depends on which piece of equipment we're using. I have about 5 or 6 different pieces of equipment that I can record with. Or not equipment, software, hardware, all different stuff. All included, I've got about 5 or 6 things that I can try to do. I've tried every single one of them. I went back to one I used to use that gave me trouble with Farming Simulator 2015, and I'm trying to make it work, so that's what we're doing right now. This will be the 4th time I've tried to record this episode, and the first 3 I've had to just toss out in the delete can. So I'm going to try it again. And so I'm going to try to just play and not be frustrated and have you listen to me bitch about my problems and how it sucks to be me right now. And there you go. So let's just play. First thing I want to do is I'm going to buy a mod. Stevie has a mod, and I showed you some of them the other day, and I think I showed you this one. It's in Placeable, and it is this mod right here, this Hay Loft. I want to buy this. It holds 800,000 units. It holds both windrows, and it holds straw and chaff. It does also hold hay, and I'm under the impression that people have told me that it's taking grass, which is very good deal for me. So I'm going to buy this. And I tried many times in the previous episodes that I had to throw away to put this, and I ended up putting it over here, and it works just fine right here. So I'm going to put it right here on this road, right here. Right there. I think the last time I put it right here, and the time before that I put it right here. And so anyway, here's the other thing. I'm calling this the Tardis because it holds 800,000 units. It's got to be bigger on the inside. So Doctor Who's Tardis is bigger on the inside. So I'm calling this the Tardis. So there's the trigger. We're going to fill it up. In the last episode that I threw away, I had a little bit of trouble finding the front trigger, the unload trigger, or the load trigger, depending on how you look at it. Let me see if I can find it here. I'm going to turn the HUD on. You'll see the HUD change when I hit the trigger because it's not showing up in the icon down below. There, the HUD changed right there, and I don't see an icon that tells me I'm on the HUD. So, anyway, it's okay. I don't need it. As long as I see that underneath, I'm fine. But let me test it for sure. And there's the straw. So I know it's there. Great. So it works fine. We're going to continue on picking up the straw, and we're going to put it in the Tardis. Trigger does work on this side, or the trigger icon, I should say. And then let's get on with this harvest. This is really, really strange for me because, like I said, this will be the 4th time I've done this. So I've picked up this straw. This will be the 4th time. It's like Groundhog Day. Yeah, I've picked this up 4 times. I've harvested the other 2 fields 4 times. I've said certain things 4 times. I'm going to say them again. Let me get the combine going. This guy's full. I'm going to take him over here where, if you remember, in the last episode, I hired a hamburger helper to seed, and he jumped fields when he got over here. I don't know what's causing that, and my thinking on it, and I haven't been able to verify this, but I'm wondering if Stevie didn't change the shape of the field and or change the size of the field. And if he did, does that mean that the hamburger helpers don't recognize the change in the size and the shape, and when they get over on this side they jump to that other field? I don't know if that's the case. I haven't verified that that might be an issue. Well, it's not an issue. I don't really care. But the thing is, though, that I just lost my train of thought. Sorry. I'm having an echo that's bothering me. God, if it isn't one thing, it's another. So I'm hearing myself about 5 seconds after I speak. That never has happened before. And I'm hoping it's not affecting the recording. But I don't care if it does have a little bit of a glitch for the hamburger helpers. It doesn't really matter. And I think I could verify it if I open up the vanilla game and actually look at where the field is placed and come in here and see if it's placed in a different location. It may not be. I don't know. There may be some other issue that causes the workers to mess up. Get back to the combine here. Get this thing started. Get used to this stupid echo. I'm just going to finish this out myself, and then I'll move back over to the other field. Hire a helper. I'm thinking about selling those 2 small tractors that I have. One of the good things about starting the map on Stevie's version, he gives you enough decent equipment to start with that you don't have to spend all of your harvest money that you're getting immediately on upgrading equipment or buying equipment that you don't have. That's good. So I'm hanging on to my harvest so far, and I'm doing missions to come up with money so that I can maybe hold the harvest until a great demand or something like that. We'll see how that works. I don't have a lot of things that I need to purchase. I do want to purchase a mower, and we're going to do that before I end this episode because I want to show you something. Alright, I'm going to hire this guy. I'm going to get a tractor that's not being used. I don't think that one's big. Well, it might be. Let me pick this guy up. I don't know if this... No, this guy is not big enough. I need one of the big tractors. Now that I think about it. I'm going to need this one. At least this one. I got to get that disc over there. Or cultivator. Or harrow, whatever you want to call it. We've called it, in my neck of the woods, we called this a disc or a harrow. And in the game, we get used to calling it a cultivator. It is all of those things as far as I'm concerned. This is pretty heavy, though. In 17, I noticed it's a lot more imperative that you get a tractor that's strong enough to haul the equipment. I picked this thing up with that little green tractor, and it almost flipped it. It's pretty heavy. So when you're purchasing equipment, make sure you have a tractor that'll pull it, or pick it up, or operate it, or whatever the case may be. See if I can get around without hitting a tree. I mean, it's a more powerful tractor, but not powerful enough to knock a tree down. You still have to drive around it. What's that all about? All right. Now, let's hook up to this. Get this crop put away. And then we'll start picking up that windrow. I do like the setup of the farm now with the grain being right here on the farm proper. I like that. Trying to be happy, even though it sucks to be me right now. Oh, geez, I've been so frustrated the last few days. The streams aren't going properly. If you notice, the last stream I did was on Farming Simulator 15. I didn't have any trouble with it. But we're having trouble with frame drops and all kinds of issues with that. And I don't want to talk about it. I'm sounding so negative. But I want to stress this, though. You may hear frustration in my voice. You may be hearing it from other YouTubers and streamers. And I want to say it has nothing to do with the game. The game runs fine. I'm having fun playing the game. There's no problems really. I mean, there probably are, but they're not problems big enough that will make me dislike the game or say I'm not going to play it. All the issues that we're having are as YouTubers, trying to get a decent recording and trying to get a decent stream. Those are the issues, and that's what's frustrating us. I was so frustrated the other day, I called my buddies and I said, look, I'm to the point where I might just quit YouTubing altogether. I quit making videos. I'm just so frustrated. I just want to throw my hands up. And of course, you know, it's the heat of the battle, if you will. I'm not going to stop for that. I mean, I'm going to keep trying to make videos. There's other games I can play. There's other videos I can make. And unfortunately, I've been working so hard to get decent videos on 17. I haven't done any of my other videos. So I'm really getting behind on those. And that's getting me frustrated. The one thing you have to keep in mind, though, this game's barely a week and a half old. How many brand new games come out and don't have a few bugs? Graphics cards like NVIDIA, they weren't optimized for 17, and until it comes out and they work out the bugs. NVIDIA is what I use. They are, I think, probably aware of the issues right now, because I know we all went to the forums and started, talking about the issues. What am I doing? This is straw. I need to go find the Tardis, dump it in there. But yeah, I think they know. I think they're aware. It just takes time to come out, time to come out with a new driver. One more thing, if my words are coming out kind of weird, again, it's because I've got a tremendous echo for some reason, and I don't want to stop the recording, because like I said, this is the fourth time I've done it, and I think that it's working okay this time, and I don't want to stop it to figure out what this echo is and where it came from. I'm just going to bear with it for now. I'm afraid to turn my microphone off or down or try to adjust it, because then I'll lose that sound. Oh man, sucks to be me right now. Yeah, and the thing is, when it's all said and done, I'm still having fun playing the game, and that's what it's all about. So earlier, I talked about hanging on to my crops as long as I can. I don't know how long I can keep that up. And doing missions. And you probably heard me say in the last episode that the missions are great. I love the missions. I hated the missions in 2013. They were make work ones. You know, go mow the golf course and then mow it again, and you know, go mow this field and mow it again, and grab this wool pallet and haul it clear across the map. Try not to spill the pallet because you go around a curve too fast. Make sure you don't take the wrong road and you run out of time before you get there. It's just, I hated those missions. These missions make sense because they're actual farming missions. They're planting fields and fertilizing and harvesting for your neighbors and stuff. And not only are they fun to play, they make sense. They also make you tons of money while you're doing it. And as you're doing them, you're getting in the good graces by doing your fellow farmer neighbor down the road a solid. Hey, I'm doing you a favor. I'm gonna harvest your field for you. Every time you do that, you get a friendship bar that goes until you're best buddies with that farmer. And every time you do that, the price of the field drops down to the point where when you're best buddies with the neighbor, he will then sell you that field for quite a discount. So there's a whole bunch of reasons to do the missions. The fact that they're fun just makes it better. So, as I said in the last episode, I'm going to do missions whenever I need money. But I'm especially going to do missions that are on the fields that I want to buy right away. Like, I want to buy that field right over there behind the barn. Field 19, field 23 and 24. I want to buy those because they're real close to my farm proper here. And so I'm going to make sure that I continue doing missions there. I'm making that a priority so that when I have the money to buy those fields, I'll get the best price. So in this game, you have to kind of strategize a little bit more of how you want to farm and what missions do you want to do first. What tractor do you need to buy to make sure it's the proper piece of equipment to use the equipment that you want to pull. There's a lot of that you need to kind of really be aware of, especially the maintenance part. You can look at two pieces of equipment, take two tractors, and you might look at one and say, that's the one that I need because it's bigger and more powerful and will do this and do that. You have to remember that you can upgrade these things. You can mix and match things. You can put a bigger engine in. And you have to be aware of the expense of using the equipment. So you can find a tractor that's maybe not as powerful as another one, but it might upgrade better than the other one, and it might upgrade with cheaper maintenance. So you might be able to take two tractors and get an equivalent tractor by upgrading them, but one of them is less maintenance per hour or per day. It gives you a little bit of an advantage, and so you have to kind of look at that when you buy a piece of equipment, and not necessarily just buy the one you like. Keep forgetting to turn the machine off. I like this, I can't remember the name. Valtra. I like this Valtra. I keep calling it the Viagra, and I shouldn't do that. I tend to name things, well, you well know, Starship Enterprise and Hamburger Helpers and the Tardis. That's just me. But anyway, I'll have to try to remember this name of this tractor. I love this tractor. It's my favorite tractor now. The Valtra. It's got that little steering wheel behind your seat. We're going to work with that later when I buy, I'm going to buy some mowing equipment. I want to show it to you. I like the physics in the game. I used to play a game called Professional Farmer. 15, 17. There's a couple of them out. I used to play those. I didn't care that much for them. But the physics in those made it almost impossible to drive the tractors and stuff. Your tractors would just rock and reel all the time, and the physics were very exaggerated in it. This one's nice. You drive over a bump and you drive over a bump. See, look at that. You just kind of feel it. And it depends how you hit that bump and what size tractor you have. This is a big tractor, so I can drive over that. I don't have to worry about high centering. A smaller tractor will high center on that. You'll get stuck. But if I put the tire in the middle of it, instead of driving over the center like this, you get a bigger response from the tractor. You see that? Than if I drive just right over and I'm high and my wheels are going on either side. You still get a jump, but not as severe. In that other game, if you hit something like that, you'd think your stupid tractor was gonna tip over. It was way overly exaggerated. I didn't care for it. But I like the physics in this game. It just makes it kind of fun. I like certain things. I kind of laughed when I first started playing and you had that little bit of crunch in the gravel sound. And I kind of laughed at it. And then I got to thinking, it's kind of like Farm Simulator 15 when we first got the ability to see the tracks that the tractor made. And I thought, oh, that's kind of silly. And then when you didn't see them, you kind of missed them. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about the sound of the crunchy gravel, which to me sounded like you were driving over chicken bones. So it's just because I use a headphone and it picks up everything, every sound. But yeah, I'm kind of used to it now, the crunchy granola sound. It all adds to it. I tell you what I really like too. I like the fact if you listen, and you can hear it from both the inside and outside of the tractor, you hear a creaking noise that just like you would hear if you were driving a piece of equipment that's driving over different terrain, and it's bending and twisting the frame and the wheels and tires and the axles. You would hear that mechanical creaking noise as you drove over rough terrain. I like that. They've added that. It all adds up to being a little bit more of a realistic feel in operating the equipment. Okay, looks like my combine's done. Let's run up there and get the last of this grain, get that hamburger helper over to field number 12. I do miss my mod that changes to my equipment around where I could put it in categories. That's kind of handy. Now this case that starts out, it's got that little horn that blows. The Massey Ferguson, when it starts up, it's loud. It scares the snot out of me. I like the Massey Ferguson, but what I don't like is you can't get a decent size header for it that has the wheels so that you can, and the tow bar so that you can tow it behind a combine. Makes it kind of tough because then you have to have a trailer. Using the trailer is kind of a pain. It really is, getting it lined up, getting it on there, hoping it doesn't fall off halfway to the field. So I bought the Massey Ferguson on my test page, and I bought this header, and it does attach to it, but it doesn't work properly. The Massey Ferguson or the game or whatever it is doesn't recognize that this is a 45-meter header on the Massey Ferguson. So does that mean you can't use it? No, it functions. It doesn't necessarily give you the full width of the swath when you're farming, but at least you can still pull it behind the tractor or the combine. I think. I don't know. You can pull it behind something anyway. I haven't used it. I just hooked up to it to see if it would actually hook up. So, and it does. Let me get this guy started. Let's go back to work. Finish picking up this stuff. I just heard the equipment creak. I love that. Kind of like my knees creak. They don't. I'm just saying that. You've heard people as they get older saying, "Oh, my knees are creaking." Old age. You gotta love it. I don't know why. Can't change it, so you might as well love it. Whoa, that was quite the bump. I've been trying to drop the windrow when I manually harvest on the end of the field. It leaves a great big lump there, but that's okay. I can deal with that. I don't like it when the straw leaves the field and then you got to go try to clean it up. And if it's on the field and you miss a little bit of it, you can disc it under or plow it under. If it's outside the field, you can clean it up, but it's kind of a pain. Well, almost done with this field. I gotta find a tractor that I can use. When I'm done with this field, I can use this tractor to start. I don't need to plow. I plowed already. You only have to plow every 3 times. So, and this seeder I have, although I don't like it, it's not that I don't like it, it's just not my favorite seeder. It's the, oh, I can't remember what it's called. The Voldemort. It's the evil wizard. I'll have to look at it. I don't remember what it's called. Valderstadt or something like that. I don't care for that. I like the Horsch seeder. But it does work, and I'm going to keep it until I get some more money. But I don't think it fertilizes. I can't remember. I want to get one that fertilizes seeds and feeds all in one pass. It's bad enough we have to fertilize 3 times. Well, we don't have to. You can turn that off. Oh, by the way, speaking of turning things off, I'm going to check and see if I have these off. Okay, I went in and I turned all of these off. This hamburger helper stuff is all off now. If you have this on, all of these on, when you have them seeding and fertilizing and spreading manure, the hamburger helper will be using his own fuel, his own seed, his own fertilizer. So the fertilizer machine, the volume will not go down while you're doing it. And then when you pay them their wages, you also pay them for the fuel and seed and fertilizer that they used. That cost is higher than if you are purchasing the fuel, seeds, and fertilizer. So I turn this off. And now when they work, they're going to be using my fertilizer, feed, and fuel. And I'm going to have to make sure that the equipment is has product in it. But it's a little bit cheaper if you do. Oh, crud. I forgot to turn this thing on. I forgot to talk dirty to it. Spin back around. Start over. All right, Hamburger Helper B is full. So let's grab our grain truck. And I'm going to head it over and dump this before I go to the combine. creak, creak. Hear the equipment creaking. Now that tipped to the side that time instead of to the back. I wonder if I switched that. I don't know if I did. I don't know if I have to. It might have been the way I drove up onto the... Oh, jeez. I have to name this thing the General Lee. Dukes of Hazzard flying through the air. Fill her up, Mickey. All right. Get this guy going. The Valtra T series. I like the Valtra S series. That's a bigger rig, but I don't need it right now. This one's doing just fine. I have no idea if this thing's been upgraded or not. This was on the farm when I started the map. Stevie put it in. Okay, I need to, well, like I said the first of the episode, I'm considering selling the 2 small tractors. Okay, I got these guys. Get out of the way. Come on, move. Can't move? Well, who turned the tractor off? I didn't do that, did I? Take it a little bit easier going down. I'm curious if you flip one of these trailers, if you lose the grain. Oh, I didn't notice when I first started playing this map that Stevie put a swimming pool in. Wonder if you can put water in it. That would be cool. Right, back at it. Anyway, I was talking about these 2 tractors. The same can do the fertilizer. I might leave that one. But that little bitty tractor there is almost too light to do anything that I need to have done. I hooked it to that disc there and it flipped it over. Almost, not quite, but it certainly did a tremendous wheelie. Alright, get this guy put away. Okay, before I switch this, I'm going to use this guy to do the disc work. I don't have to plow this session. You only have to plow every 3 times if you have that turned on. So I don't have to plow this session. I still need this piece of equipment to do that field over there. But let me move over that way. Get a little bit closer. Alright, I'm going to buy some equipment. I need to start mowing. I want to maybe look at animals. I need some grass. So I'm going to purchase a mower. Now, in my test world, I tried this Pottinger, but I also tried the Lely. This is the new equipment for 17. We had Pottinger stuff in the other one, but this is new. And I tried this. These 2 pieces do not attach together, but these 2, the Pottinger, they do attach together. If you look down here, you'll see right here is a 3-point hitch on the back. You can see it also has a 3-point hitch on the back. So one side hooks to the tractor, the other side hooks to this other mower, and you can run with that. This one does not. You can see there's a 3-point hitch on the front, but there's nothing on the back. They don't attach. So you have to put this on the front of the tractor and this on the back of the tractor, and then they will function properly. But what's the fun of that? We can always do that. So let me buy this. I know I probably shouldn't be spending the money, but if I need more money, I'll do some missions. As you notice, there's no upgrades for it, so you can't change the color or anything like that. That's fine. It's a pretty color. All right, now with the Stevie map, we have the ability now to transfer that equipment. So let's do that. I'm going to have this stuff delivered to the farm. There's that one. Reset, if you would, please. And let's go find the small mower. There it is. Let's reset that one. Thank you very much. Checks in the mail. So hook from this. Helper B is full. All right, I'll be right there. Crybaby. All right, let's go grab this guy. I notice when he stops, he puts his ladder out. That's kind of different. That's cool, I guess. It is what it is. It works. Oh, shoot. I didn't get close enough. All right, while he's going, I don't think this guy will be in the way this time. Let's go back to this tractor. Now, I love this tractor. I said that before. It's got a little bitty steering wheel in the back, a little mini-me, and you can actually flip around. And notice that the controls that are on the seat stay on this the armrest. Okay, that's cool. Let's go inside and let's flip around. Now here's the interesting thing. Normally, if you turn around the tractor and you back up, when you turn left, you actually go right. When you turn right, you go left. But in this case, it actually, if you turn right, you go right. If you turn left, you go left. And the accelerator makes you go backwards, which is now forward. And the brake makes you go forward, which is now backward. So it just completely switches the controls around. I like that. That's cool. So now here's what you can do. We can run, and the mirrors, look, it's got mirrors already set up for driving in this manner. Okay, now you have the, like I said, 3-point hitch front and back. And if for some reason you drop this equipment off someplace and you can't remember whether you backed it in or you took it forward or how you dropped it off, you can tell if you've hooked it up properly to hook up both pieces by looking at the word Pottinger right there. If you're looking from the back of the tractor to the front of the tractor and you can read the Pottinger, then you're on the right 3-point hitch. The other way to see is that right there. That helps. But anyway, so you can tell. And then we hook up to the other piece like this. And there you go. We're all hooked up. So we can spread our wings and mow our grass. Slicker than pie. And you're driving backwards to do it. Isn't that sweet? There you go. Wee-haw. I love it. I got a little bit confused though, because I thought, well, can we transport this way? In other words, can we spin around? So I tried to spin around, and it's the Control B button that makes you, or key, that makes you turn. So I hit Control B, it turns the piece of equipment on. And it only turned the back one on. But then when I look to see which piece of equipment is running, I see that I have the large mower is the one that I am on. So I hit Control B again, and then I switched the pieces of equipment. Now I'm on the small mower. Now I'm on the tractor. If I'm on the tractor, I can hit Control B and it spins me around. And that's actually pretty obvious, but it's just me. If I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I just wasn't on the right piece of equipment. So now you can go through the mowers and fold that one up, and go to the other mower and fold that one up, and there you go. Cool. Gotta love it. Alright, now the problem is I still need this tractor to pull up, to pull that. I need to put this equipment away. Because I still need this tractor to get either the windrow, or I guess I could use the grain tractor, but I'm still using it for grain. Alright, so I'm gonna lower that, and did it not lower it? Of course it did. Lower that and drop it, and then pull forward a little bit and drop that one. Oh, that one has a little stand on it. That's cool. Did you notice how it dropped it and then it picked it back up again? Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Ooh. Right, combine stunt. Wee-haw. I love that too. Having lots of fun. Since I don't have thing 1 and thing 2, I have to drive my trucks and tractors crazy. That's just the way it is. I gotta. It is what it is. I gotta do it. I wouldn't be me if I didn't do it. Just remember, as I've always said, I don't do things the best way. I may not do things the right way, but I always do them the rude man way. Dump that grain. I hope it takes it all. I need to wash my equipment. It's really dirty. Put the combine away. One of the reasons why I didn't want to put the barn on the other side of the road, I like parking my big equipment over there. So I'm going to take this combine and set it over on the other side of that work shed across the road. I like the fact that he gave us more staging room, and that you can drive behind the barn. I like that too. I like everything. I'm hoping this recording works, because then I'll like that too. There's so much to do. If I can just get this recording issue out of the way, I can enjoy playing the game again and do some missions, do some live streams, all kind of stuff like that. Let me lower that and stop that. Take this guy. We're going to hook him up, but let's get this guy doing. If I put this away, I can use this tractor to start doing the seeding, I think. I think he's strong enough to do it. I think that thing takes about 180 horsepower. I don't know what the tractor has on it, but I think it's big enough. Well, I need to pick up that straw, and then I'm done with field 12, and then I'll start seeding and fertilizing my 3 fields. I may go over and try to do some missions on field 19, because I think I have enough money to buy it. I think it's only about 40-some thousand. But that's all going to be for the next episode, because I'm out of time. I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. I hope you had fun. If you see it and you did have fun, like it, share it with a friend, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'd appreciate it if you did. In the meantime, I'll see you on the farm in the next episode. Happy farming.